They managed to get the play down now Foxy with 10 HP. Has to deal with 3 players. Can't even deal with the first. Polvy will get the headshot. Global Esports, they start running things back.
And it all started with this operator. I mean, it sounded like one of the craziest buys we've seen, but it allows him to get into absolute reach. We'll see. It looked like the timer might have stopped. We'll see if it's going to be a timeout. Of course, GE doesn't have any more, so DRX will have to be a little wary of if they want to use it or not, because it gives the opponents an opportunity as well.
Let's go, guys! Come on!
ลัสกับโพวี่ตัวแบกจี
Built up here on the side of Global Esports, but yeah, we do have a timeout called from the DRX camp. Termi and Glow wanting to get involved, seeing how these last couple rounds have been getting away from them, because, I mean, you know, at the start, yeah, it was the beginning of that 9-round streak for them in the first half. This one, they got the bonus, and that's been it. Yeah. The follow-up 2
มัน
rounds.
เมื่อกี้ที่ไว้มันเลิกครับ
With a way back into this game, just 3 rounds separating.
And we'll see. My curiosity is what's Global's adjustment right after the timeout? What do
มัน
you
มีปัญ
expect
หานิดหน่อย
is
ก็
going
เล
to
ย
be to
บิ
the
น
attacking operator? Because CRX
กลับมาแล้วจ้า
hang back with no information. They'll have to get information one way or another. But what it's going to be? Is it going to be something like that tiles crunch? Some form of aggression just to try to shut things down?
มาแล้วเอาใหม่
Erase half of the map, and if that's the case, where does GE expect it to happen? Because right now, obviously, the value not quite there for a full buy. So DRX, if they're going to do it, it's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge version of whatever play. So it won't be this round, but perhaps something they're keeping in the pocket for the next.
Hero rifle handed over to Buzz from Foxy, who's just playing pretty much naked, doesn't have anything to work with here. As Polvy will take a bit of damage. There's tailwind forward. Yeah, he's still looking to take space, and he will be able to find him. Russ is lightning pass off, getting involved. Find Mongo Bane. Buzz all gone. Off the back of that aggression, the opening pick is good, but the follow-up significantly lacking. And now it's just the aforementioned Foxy 9 with the classic in hand to see if he can do any additional damage. Benkai low. Was tagged up a bit. The drone chasing forward. Force him back onto the site, as they have no idea where this Killjoy is.
Yeah, the main forces in mid, if they get spotted here, they can always go around the other way. Now, this is give a Vandal.
He finds the kill. Doesn't take any damage either.
ทำไมผมคิดว่าจะคัดวะ
plant safe, that's for sure. And your creds are fine. That's not the problem. The problem is this just enough that
3-1 เลยนะเว้ย
to do something about it this round?
จะปรับเป็นเรื่องหรือ20 นะ
เป็นใคร GE นี่เคย
Trying to jump over top of the third. I appreciate that effort.
Yeah, but do they know that he's already passed it?
มันเป็นเพราะว่า
นี่ไง
โดนครับเป็นใครโดน
Gets tagged down to 20 though. He's got to be wary about those market stairs. So
ทำไมบิน
does a little bit more
คอมมัน
damage.
ก็
Cannot find the round win. It would have been an absolutely monstrous clutch there. Instead, it is Global continuing to run this back. Now 3 consecutive.
อยากโทรพี่กลับมาละเดี๋ยวก็เอาละ
The ult economy in their favor.
รัดมันเอาจัดเลยพี่
Here on the side of GE. Sure, Polvy gets stuck a little bit, but they don't panic. They still understand that they have better control of mid, that they can still trade out. And now another op, but this time on both sides. Buzz looking to combat it.
Pushing up behind the drone. You know the turret's going to be situated. Polvy just holding a hard line.
เฮ้ยอุ้ย
It's Polvy, sees enough. The elbow sticking out. Buzz taken
มุม
down
เสีย
through
เปรี
the
ยบ
corner.
มุมบัด
I mean, Buzz kind of going for the
อี
idea
ดิกเหรอ
that they're not going to expect me to be here, but I also don't want to trigger the turret. But Polvy
มันแค่นี่เฉย
definitely
เคลียร์
signal there, given the distance.
ไม่เป็นไรหรอก
Spots his
แค่
own
โพลสำรวจ
first.
เคลียร์ใคร
Bane getting flashed in. Widely, Global. Maybe just pivot over towards the A site, as it will be Blaze King rotating back through attacker spawn to join in with the rest. DRX have already
ลงมาฉากกินติงตอนนี้นอนกี่โมง
positioning 3 players
นอน
on
นู่น
this
เลย
site. Foxy
เช้า 4
with a
ทุ่มพรุ่งนี้
lockdown, trying to slow things up, but there's the pop on the ult as Fury opened up. Blaze King fishing for any kind of tags he could get.
โอ้
In the meantime, though, finding stacks out on site. Knives now pulled.
30 seconds left.
And there's the TP. The pump fake is lightning
It's
fast.
good.
Shifts it right back over to B. Knives drawn, but Foxy with a headshot, able to find one. Plant coming in.
Ui.
Snapping from Bane. Locks in on to Benkai's head.
Ui.
Swing
Ui,
around the
ăn
corner.
rồi.
Bane finds the
Ui,
headshot
lên nha.
really fast. And now somebody's got to defuse this spike.
Oh
Is they're
no.
going to make it happen. And Russ, I don't know if he's going to be able to get there
Ui.
in time.
อุ้ย
He cannot. Mako guns
อาร์ต
him
แม่ง
down
โค
from
ตรโหดเลย
market. The crumble there. I like the idea.
Mà
Global,
là-
but they're just not ready for Bane to be in this position to win out on those fights. And without having anybody in position to try and deny that spike
คมจัด
defusal, it just ends up
Bane.
falling apart.
This is one of those things where, I mean, you wonder if GE had to do that because you hear the rotate out, and sure, now you know that they're going to have some fair numbers on the side of A. Foxy and I just saying, holy crap, you were damn good, Bane, but with a little bit more flair.
A little
to
bit
the
more
language.
spice on top of it.
But man, again, the idea is cool, but it's like, do you always have to go for the cool idea? You would have still had the numbers advantage. Benkai still could have cut off the rotate. And it's one of those things where you wonder, if you were confident that you can win the fights no matter what, just by having equal or one extra person, then is there ever a need for that over-rotate? Does that become when you start to overcook?
Cost them dearly. DRX now one step closer to closing out this map, but Global still very much with a fighting chance. Buzz pulling off the angle here in mid. Repeats it. Instantly
มี
does
ยิง
find
เรียก
Benkai.
สำหรับป่าเบน
บัสจะไปอยู่แล้ว เป็นใครบอกกลับมาก่อนกลับมาก่อน
Pushes them back, though, and they've already crept
เก็บมา
in
เดี๋ยวนี้นะ
all
ป่า
the
เบน
way.
บอก
No noise
ร้อยเล
made.
ย
Still suspicious here at DRX.
Ui.
Smoke thrown down from
Operator เลยถึง
Mongo.
นี่เลยเหรอ
Buzz finds
นั่นน่ะสิ
another
โพวี่
blazing
คือ
up
แบบ
dead, trying to linger his
อ่า
way up in through big main.
เรียบร้อย
Attention tied over
อันนี้
towards
คือ
him.
ครับ
Foxy 9 able to easily
เลื้อยมาข
strike.
นาดนี้แล้วแบบว่าแต่
Cleanup
เพื่อน
will
ยังไม่
come
ได้เข้า
through as Mako gets two on the back end. It's a flawless
Maybe
now
like-
as DRX finding their footing once more. They take this up to map point.
Man, all it took, one incredible round from Bane.
แบน
And then GE, this time they tried to take the fight, but it's just not there in time. I mean, of course, Buzz picking off two people already makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, and I think Benkai might have been fishing to try to clear out AJ utility
มา
that's
โกด
sat
ชิว
there
จัด
and
เลย
mid.
อะเวลาถ้านั่งยิงอะไรเงี้ย
Having those
Putting
tracer
that-
rounds come across,
โอ้ยวันนี้
Buzz knows the
นักกีฬาหลัง
general
ตรง
direction to look in.
นึก
Knows
ว่าเล่น
that
เล็ก
there's going to
เล็
be
กเชอ
someone
ร์
there.
อะไรอยู่จิว
Follows the bullets, finds the kill. Now he's looking to try to hold
อืม
things
เอาคืน เอา
back.
คื
Is
น
this time Polvi going to be at a
Tem pau.
major disadvantage?
Yeah.
Buzz
จีจี
able to capitalize.
And this time it was kind of the reverse situation. Polvi trying to find the off timing. But the
จบ
angle
นี่
advantageous
ยัง
for
ไม่กดครับ
Buzz.
รอดู
The drone
แมป
cleared
2 ก่อน
immediately in mid to see if there's any reaction. They know that they haven't exactly committed to one side or the other. Now you still got the Killjoy set up.
กดแต่ไม่รู้ครบ5หรือเปล่า เหมือนจะมีคนชวนๆกัน
All the ultimates you would want, quite frankly, for a retake. So GRX, one of those rounds, classic Ascent round, where there is literally no reason for them to do anything about the information. You can just wait.
เป็นใครสไนเปอร์
Looking like he
เปลี่ยน
wants
และ
to move in
เป็
and
น
challenge.
ไก่
อื้อ
ซะ
หือไม่ตาย
ตั้ม
ตาย
That he does, but he's going to be
Slice,
taken
slice,
down.
slice.
Tailwind up and over the top. Buzz
Jet,
gets
jet,
himself
jet,
set
jet.
up here
Oh,
in the
oh.
sight lightning fast. Now
Oh,
Bane
oh,
taking him down
ยิงไล่
สโล
with the
ว์
Hunter's Fury. Crashes
Oh,
across.
stop
You
playing.
see him crumble. Two players left. Try to keep themselves alive in this game, but the odds, the deck, it's all stacked
30 วิ
against them at the moment.
Oh,
30 seconds left.
I mean, they got a sprint and Mako's waiting here. The paranoia alone will be enough, I think, to draw out the round.
Oh,
Spots
sure.
one. I mean, he knows that they're being ushered
Ah,
towards this
but
side of
that
the
come
map.
late.
Lockdown
Bên ao
invested.
chùa.
Blaze King is able to find one stack. Gone.
มาโกดรอบายตรงนี้ดีกว่า จังหวะต้องรี
Pulls
บ
back over,
Oh.
waiting as they
จั
have
งหวะ
to
ไง
break
ก็
through
ต้อง
the
แม
door
น
this
แล้วบาย
time.
ไป
Dwindling, they're blind. They've got nowhere else to go.
One way,
The
wait.
fragment forces them back before the
Oi.
moment.
ไม่ทันแล้ว
Headshot finding
Rồi,
one, but it's
GG.
already
GG.
over. The spike cannot be planted
Defenders
as the cleanup will come through. DRX
รู้สึกว่าสอบผ่านเลยเนี่ยไอ้บีเยินอ่ะ
บีเยิน เยินเลย
สอง
พี่
นั
เอ๋ย
ดที่ผ่านมาถือว่าโคตรดี
เดี๋ยวผมมาแป๊บนึงนะ ดูสัมภาษณ์
So for that in and of what it is, that's good, but it's the exact same scoreline they had against Zeta, 13-8.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to feel a bit bad about the way they lost. You know, giving over so many rounds in a row, as you mentioned, that's kind of DRX's thing. But at the same time as Global Esports, it's like, it felt like there were too many rounds in a row. And then eventually Polvi was just like, okay, I'm going to take the op and I'm just going to kind of run at them. And it worked for a while and it got a bunch of rounds back and definitely got some momentum back for Global Esports. It was actually kind of surprising because the rounds that DRX were winning were very one-sided. It wasn't, you know, close back and forth. So I was actually a bit surprised to see Global Esports, how well they fought back, but just wasn't enough. I think DRX just the more solid team this time around.
Yeah, there were moments here where Global Esports, I mean, you just saw these rounds slip from their fingers. The ideas were really good, but there was just moments of discoordination that cost them the round. DRX, on the other hand, continued to look great. And Bane, you know, their newest player, only being slotted in maybe 7 to 14 days ago, looking like he's been with the team this entire time.
Yeah, really solid performance on the Sova, that one round where he got the 3K, you know, the recon dart to make sure while he's defusing that he's safe, and that actually reveals the player to give him the kill. Really good stuff. Yeah, the coordination looks really, really solid. I was really impressed with some of the communication, especially on their attacker side for DRX, with the way they were able to spread the map. You know, again, Foxy9, your MVP for this map, had a round where he gets a pick over into B. That opens up that site. They're able to TP Mako over, you know, get the plant over on the other side. So that just shows to me that they're flexible. They're having good ideas. Credit to the whole team there. Stacks as well, kind of maneuvering the map really nicely on that attacker side. So that's really, really good. But yeah, GE, there are a few rounds that didn't look as good. I think particularly the round where Polvi had the Blade Storm and he pushed all the way to a spawn, and then Foxy gets him on the ramp.
Yeah, it was a bit rough. I think there are some rough edges still for the GE lineup. You saw that, yeah, they got the pistol, got the second round, and then it was, I think it was 9 rounds in a row for DRX. I mean, that's
สั่ง
just,
ข้าวก่อนไม่ไหวละ
it's a bit much, and there were some, you know, clutch Mako moments, and
ไม่น่าได้ครับผม
some,
คู่นี้
you know, some general DRX moments that you would expect from them. You know, Buzz lighting it up a couple times in a row, and I mean, there were some really insane shots like that one from Polvi through the wall, which just kind of blew everybody's mind, which was also really cool. But again, you know, you can do the cool stuff, but it's really going to be consistency that gets you across the board when you're talking about, you know, potential to go 24 rounds before you go into overtime. So didn't quite see enough of that from Global Esports, and some of the solo pushing wasn't doing it for me either.
There was a particular moment when Foxy9 was the last man standing. There were 3 left up. They got that plant down, and even then, you know, I think this is a testament to DRX and maybe even the individual players. It was very feasible and for Foxy9 to take that 1v3.
Yeah, I felt like he could actually win that. I mean, when he gets the gun, right, he kind of tricks the opponent Sova into over-peeking an angle because he dodges the owl drone. And then he's able to just get a gun, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, he's got an opportunity here because they had it planted. They had all this time in the world to plant. Instead, they spent all their time, GE, looking for this last player where they could have planted and then looked and then figured it out. They know they have the numbers advantage. You might as well try to get that plant down and then deal with it after that. That is, like, things like that should, a team like this with these players who are, like, a lot of them have IGL experience, they should have been figured out and should have been dealt with sooner.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully they figure it out in time for Lotus, which is DRX's pick. And you know what? They're pretty good at it.
Yeah, DRX are quite good at this map. Achilles was talking about it the other day where at first they were not, and it was banned a lot, but eventually they kind of got some learnings in. They had some good results on it, and eventually they just became pretty strong at it, and kind of the DRX way. You see on the other
ทำไม
side,
แป๊บนึงนะ ผมกำลังแก้ปัญหา
they played it was a 13-3, so not the best results. And,
ทำไมผมโดนเคม
just hoping that they have this prepared, because I think especially when you're banning binds, you might expect DRX to pick Lotus. So I think coming into this one, you got to be ready to play DRX on this map. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have a good time.
แม่มาบอกได้เสื้อใส่นวดด้วยการ PF ขอบคุณครับ
Definitely not. And looking at these Asian compositions
ดวงดี
here.
ในขณะที่คนแถวนี้ไม่มีใครได้เลย
They have that cipher into. I'd like to see that again, actually. But who knows? It's a fresh new season for Pacific, and both of these teams have been surprising us every single game. Now, I do have a game for you guys. It's game time again. Hopefully, we actually have results this time so we can up rank or D rank and you know.
I just want to rank up,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That's what
I don't
I'm
like
all about.
ties. Like, I don't ever vote for ties when I play ranked.
No one
It's-
likes to
yeah.
draw.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want we want the R or like take the R. So the question is, how many kills will Buzz, DRX Buzz, get on the second map? Is it gonna be more than 20 or 20 kills and less?
20 or less.
Do we know how many he got on the last one?
No idea.
I think it was about 20. Not 100%
That's,
sure.
a little bit
that's
less
really
than
the
that.
question, right? It's
I know how many he got yesterday, but I don't know if I want to give away my secret knowledge.
Oh.
I know how many he got on Lotus yesterday.
Oh, you're
so.
playing. Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
not gonna be a team player. We're
No.
not gonna rank up together, kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be like that.
That's right.
All right.
It's gonna be like that.
I know
I guess
my
we're playing
answer.
against each other. We're not on the same rank team.
Why? It could be. It could be great. Okay. Wait. Okay. I'm just gonna. Now I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous. I feel alone. Ready? The reveal in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Here's the thing. He got 18 kills on Lotus yesterday, so I'm going to say he's going to do better than that. I think he's going to pop off here. I think he started to get angry there at the end, like angry Buzz is best
was.
Buzz.
Yeah.
And like he started to get kind of diffed by Polvi a little bit, and then he's like, nope, I'm grabbing the op and this is over. He did lose one time, but after that, you know, he kind of started to take it over. So I think it's angry Buzz time.
Interesting take, but Valdez, tell
I mean,
Paperthin why he's wrong.
20 is a lot. Also, it's 20 or less. So even if he does get 20, doesn't count. Actually, we win at that in that case. And I just feel like we talked about this a bit. If it doesn't go to a lot of rounds, it's very difficult to hit that amount of kills. So DRX looking pretty dominant on Ascent. I would imagine that the second map as well is going to go their way pretty heavily.
Well, I'm counting on Foxy9 to take all of Buzz's kills. That's why.
That helps too.
So it's not gonna happen. We're gonna go to agent picks now. This will help determine a little bit more of what's going. Okay, this is different. We've got the fade on DRX, which they did not show during kickoff or, you know, the last time that we've seen them play Lotus. Actually, it's just a mirror.
It's mirrors.
matchup.
It's
a mirror.
mirrors again.
It's a mirror.
Mirror on the wall.
Mirror on the wall. I like that. You Snow White, you. Or the queen,
Who's the
rather.
prettiest Lotus of all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is interesting for global, but it is kind of like sort of the expected comp these days. I mean, you know, again, a lot of teams kind of shifted into the fade because it helps you take control of some of that space, especially on A, Rubble and stuff like that, a little bit easier. I think it makes it a little easier to use on Cypher utility too, so not too surprising at all. I get why everybody does it.
All right. We are going to go into Lotus, our second map of the last series of today. Over to our casters, Achilleos and William.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Yes, here we go into Lotus. As the audience still very much geared up here for a DRX win. Things got very, very close there on Ascent. Now we move forward here into Lotus. Global able to watch DRX play this in the opening series. No changes to be made. Some composition here from DRX. Global looking to match.
Yeah, Global just taking on that, you know, if it becomes a meta comp, it's probably for a reason.
Hi.
It'll be a fast push out.
Oh
This
my
is-
God.
ปีนจัดโอ้โห
So very aggressive here from Mako in the meantime.
โอ้ย
Pushing out alongside
โคตร
Foxy
เถื่อน
9 through
รีบ
B. Find the kill, and now Blaze King turning back and wondering where the hell his team went.
นี่
Does manage to line them up for a moment, but only able to confirm the kill onto one. Three members still strong. DRX still take their first pistol of this
แบบนี้
series.
DI ครับผม
Yeah, they were playing pretty active once again last time on the Lotus. Doing so same again, right from the pistol for DRX. Now, the thing about the fade, obviously they talked about it briefly on the desk. You know, not only does it help with a little bit of the util, you know, synergy on things like Rebel or even Mound, as we just saw with this, but it's a lot of the fact that also the flashes aren't as big as they are on other maps, right? There's just so many nooks and crannies where you can play anti, you can go for the repeat, things like that. So you'd rather have the extra prowlers, the extra drone, basically, to help clear things out.
Well, Foxy gonna get pushed back there. One of his nano swarms taken out by the paint shells. Turret's still situated on that left side entry. Poison orb to try and dissuade as Mako moves over and reinforces this position. Next, hearing some classic shots there outside of B. Sends a prowler. Door gonna be tapped. Benkai still
เดี๋ยวมาแป๊บนึงแชท
figuring around,
ฝากแชทด้วยนะ
Trying to tool around with some information here.
They're just gonna
Bit of a big-
constantly.
Oh, well, Mako able to find Russ. Spike now spotted outside of the door. Re-peek in. Does collect this. Looks like again, still going to start working their way forward in towards the C site, but the Poison Orb comes back up from Mako. Snakebite to try and delay.
As they just lost control of A as well, right? So there's just nowhere really for GE to go. Sure, it's an eco. You're not really meant to win it, but you do want to do some damage, even if it's all classics.
เอ้า
He's playing a very aggressive position,
30 seconds
and I
left.
must have caught a brief little glancer. Is just playing off that timing on the wall. It's Buzz now
ระบัดเนียน
in behind the box. Box two,
เปิดม่าน
catches
ต่อ
one. Well, comes back up.
Ui.
Lightning fast attack low.
ผม
Looking for the
Âu,
readjustment.
bẹt
bẹt.
He's able to find one. Finds
Oh,
himself a
bên
second
má.
elimination with the classics.
แกหายอยู่นะ
I mean, a weapon recovered as they shift their way
10
over in
seconds
towards B. Decent damage dealt now here by GE as they look to hold for this plan.
ทันปะ
Book and drawn off of it. And I think might have just missed the timing to be able to close this one out. Instead, will look to try to deal
ตังค์ก็ไม่
damage.
ได้
Ultimately will
ปืน
fall.
ก็
But that being said, the damage again, not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up the Vandal. In some worlds, obviously, taking
What
the Vandal
that,
over
yeah,
to the next round also wouldn't have been bad, but they had the opportunity to try to go for the plant. They took it. A little bit extra damage. Drop a Bulldog, drop a Spectre. It's not too shabby. But Bane, it's plays like that we saw even in their match against Team Secret. Just a little bit more heads up, a little bit more process elimination. And Bane also seems to kind of be the vibes guy as well for DRX, even there, you know, just telling everyone it's fine.
ไม่เป็นไร
and he's the newest guy on the team. So you love to see it. I mean,
So is Elsis.
exactly. I mean,
John,
I'm getting
but-
similar vibes. So just because Buzz also posted after their win against Team Secret that, you know, they were just all smiles and laughs, and he seemed to infer that it was thanks to Bane. See if that comes into
Well,
fruition
speaking
again.
of Bane, another catch there on the Blaze King. Lightning fast, wanting to just clear out the turret. But
อยากจะ
now
ได้
it's gonna be open, and even with just
อยากจะได้
frenzy,
มาก
close Mako will be able
ส
to
มอง
take
หมดพอดี
him
เลย
down.
นะ
Another bit of that
อร่อยเลยทีนี้
investment here left on the floor.
เอาปืนมาแจกโอ้โหกลายเป็นแน่นเลย
And it's Foxy
แน่นทุกทางเลย
just
ที
gonna
นี้
stay planted in that corner.
จี
I
ฟอร์
will
สบายมา
replace
เหรอ
my
ส
turret.
บาย
ไม่อันนี้มันต้องซื้อแล้วครับวินเนี่ย
Two members down.
แล้วทำไม
and it's
ปืน
both of your
มันแบบ
smokes. This
มันเป็น
is
แบบว่า
not
เอา
built
หล่อ
out for GE.
อ๋อเปลี่ยน
เอ
ปืน
ไอ้นี่มันชอบใช้เลย
Couldn't be more perfect for
เพราะมันรู้ว่า
Stacks.
วิน
Gets
นี้
the
แบบ
read. You
เดีย
saw
ไป
the
เล่นบน
alarm
ได้
bot
ก
as
ด
well. It's a
I
little
call
out of
it.
range for now, though, so Stacks just going to back away. As
เมื่อ
they
กี้
decide to double up on
มีคนท
C-site.
Buzz able to draw some attention over towards Baby.
อ่านว่า
Finds
Beacon ละ
one on the
ติด
entry.
ปากไป
Know
แล้ว
where
ผม
Stacks is. Pink shells keep him at arm's length. Let's move on to try and check, and yep, does get a quick tap. Polvy after push
Push
out.
out.
Challenge in, and oh,
ขยี้
Stacks
เป้า
goes right back into that crosshair. Does end up falling, but now Polvy on his lonesome. 8 bullets remaining here. In the mag,
อืม
pushes out. Will get taken
ยากจัด
down.
หมดอยาก
DRX
ไม่รู้จะทำยังไงเลยที
converting
นี้
this bonus now as they move up 3-0.
Lots of, you know, econ lost here for GE. And the defaults as well. I mean, they're not even really being given a chance to showcase how they want to move around the map. The initial scuffles really coming out on the short end there for GE. They'll get one more shot.
Bane's 5-0 and 2 at the moment. It's just not giving them any wiggle room towards this A side of the map. And without having that space to work with, freely float back and forth, makes it a lot easier for the defending team to just really figure out where you're going to end up and what your options are.
Now it's going to be a push out again on the C side. C's combo with the showstopper.
Good for it. Nothing spotted. Polvy in the meantime able to find Mako. As
แล้วเขา
that's
เปิด
just
สวน
gonna
ไป
be them
B เหรอ
rotating their way in towards the B site.
They have no
Showstopper
idea.
center. Yeah, nothing spotted. And lightning fast playing it carefully,
Ooh-wee.
playing it patiently. He's
They
going to be rewarded
found
with 2 kills. It's a falling.
อร่อย
Fox in
เล
the
ย
meantime
แค่นี้
finds Blaze King. Spike now situated there on B. Orb snatched up. Foxy worry about this push from behind. Alarm bot is set up. Polvy now does trigger that one, so has to back away.
ล็อก
Foxy 9 now wary of his own flank, but he doesn't really have much of a choice. He's just got to pick and choose. Now it's going to be
หลัง
up to Stacks to draw a little bit of
Oh,
attention.
you-
It's just
Ow.
enough.
But Foxy somehow gets the entry. Russ backing up far too much.
แน่นอนจัด
Wolfie
โอ้
tucks
โหพี่โพ
away.
ซิชั่นดีจัด
โบวี่
Full HP on him.
เลือดเต็มเจอกับซาก
60
สอง
health between the two players.
ซึ่ง
Can he try to get the both? Finds one, but cannot get the second. Foxy 9. Another multi-kill round. A
เหมือนรัด
4K
ถอย
for
หลัง
him
มาให้
to
โดน
get
ถอยหลังมันลึ
DRX
กไปด้วย
up
ปะ
to
โดน
4.
ยิงไปก่อนเลย
And that is, again, just a gut punch here for Global Esports.
Absolutely. It's these newer guys on DRX that are really continuing to
Total
breathe
yang
life
kom.
into them. You know, not to say that they were in trouble or anything like that, but they're the ones that are really securing the momentum for this Korean squad. And even here, just patiently waiting. Old Foxy 9 might
รัด
have
มัน
tried
ก็
to
ทำอะไรไม่ได้มันก็
first to
ปั
try
ด
to
เทิร์น
pick
กับ
up
อี
the
กทาง
numbers.
อะ
This time Stacks forces them to jiggle out with the Prowler. Yeah, just saying that's me.
Yep.
And
Đấy là-
he's proving it so far here in stage 1.
It has been an insane blow up. I mean, we saw glimmers of it when he first joined the team last year. A couple of those moments. I mean, his debut map, he finished things off with an ace on Ascent. We know that he has that explosive firepower, but then it was just so lacking. It was so inconsistent. And granted, it's only been 2 series so far, but with his seemingly full-time transition into being this Sentinel player, it has just been providing us with an absolute renaissance performance for Foxy 9.
It's very similar, in
หน้า
my
ครับผม
opinion, to Meteor
กิ
as
นป
well,
กอะ
right? Someone who
Oh,
felt that.
sure.
Uh-oh.
ทั้งปีไปดีทั้งปีไม่มีกำหนด
Well, just hold on to this, Yuto.
Blaze King. All right, he'll draw out the Paranoia, which isn't bad. That gives him an opportunity to try to retake Rubble if they so choose later on.
Foxy, in the meantime, waiting to
โอ้
send
โห
this
ทาม
out.
มิ่ง
Does so. Paint shell's not
Timing
available.
anti Foxy
Foxy
9 นี่แบบ
into waterfall to get a
มัน
quick
ไล่
clear
มัน
on
ไล่
that
เลยอะ
lockdown.
แล้ว
So
เอก็ยัง
instead,
ยึดอยู่
it's going to have to be a full exit call from
กำลังจะ
Global.
เข้าเลยอีดเลย
Completely forced away, ushered ever closer to Bane's open welcoming arms.
Oh, and look at the setup from DRX. They know time is
Oi.
low. The best option is going to be B-side. Otherwise, they just have to play for delay.
Needed that kill.
User joined your channel.
That does draw attention from Mako. He
สวัสดี
shifts
ครับ
over, stacks
อ้าว
down
คน
the
เจ้า
middle,
ชู้
trying to hold the line here.
เมื่อวาน
He's
พี่
the
สัมภาษณ์
back
โปรเต้
forward
ด้วย
with
ว่ะ
Benkai. Instantly trading that one out. Finds the
ผ
kill.
มก็ว่าแล้วว่า
Buzz
ผม
hit him,
คุ
but
ณเสียง
Bane gone. Buzz
สำเนียง
a very
นับ
rocky
หนึ่ง
spot.
Bane
Ends
คล้ายๆ
up falling as Polvy's able to take
อะไร
him out.
ท้ายเหรอ
Like it's planned
I
in 7
learned
seconds
that
to
way.
spare, and now it's all
มี
on
วัน
Foxy
พุธ
and
ครับผม
Mako.
นะพี่เดโค
Two players that have probably been the most clutch here today for them. But this time in a 2v4.
It's going to be a tough one with only 2 people, though. One of the reasons that it's going to be always so much easier to go for the retake here is just the number of entry points that you have. But now process of elimination in favor of Global Esports.
User left your channel.
Want to try to wait out the smoke, but the time is just working against you, so it looks like ultimately the call will be made to back away. Foxy, the most in danger. We'll just wait to see if anybody tries to come through, hunt him out, but we'll just be able to drift back. So Global here in round 5 will be able to get themselves on the board.
นับหนึ่ง
And overall, it's a relatively clean round as well for them. There's Benkai lost there. They don't have to commit too much else to that. They have some crucial ultimates getting ready to come online, including now that lockdown.
Yeah, that'll be huge. Now kind of
NA พี่จะพลาดเหรอ
turns
โอ้โห
against DRX with the ultimates to
พลาด
try
ทุ
to
กนั
see
ด
if
แต่
they can
NA อะ
climb back in. It's not too late just yet. 4-1 score line.
มันดึกมันเว
Still
ลาไท
plenty
ย
of room
เท่าไหร่
for
วะ
Global
ปะ
Esports to try to overcome that lead.
4-4
Nightfall on top of the lockdown, and then soon after the pit.
เริ่มเหรอ
Hopefully, if they can get a
Yeah,
couple kills
full
on the
air.
way there.
My God.
The cycle looks very complete. Now, obviously, DRX, they're not too far away either, but right now you just got to focus on your own game. Couldn't get rid of the haunt, so giving up Rebel control once again. Now, Blaze King last time he was succeeding in up 2, drawing out the Paranoia, and things like that have to continue if Global Esports want to feel like they have any semblance of control of this map.
Foxy just waiting out the haunt. Drifts forward, gets himself in a little bit of a less common angle. And now just going to be backing down the ramp around towards water
ทำไม
side.
ภาพมันเหมือน
But clear on the prowler,
Lao,
not giving
ที่
the
แล้ว
opportunity to really check over towards switch. But
การคุมแบบ
Stacks, knowing that there's going to be presence just outside of B, probably enough for him to play off of.
This is a much earlier than usual Prowler here, so Jarek should be prepped for this.
It's Paranoia through, set up for the hot
Oh.
reveal, and there it is.
Oh.
Catches them both. Gorgeously done off the back of the Paranoia, and Buzz is able to collect 2. Nick by now thrown down. Stacks does get traded out, but Mako quickly equalizes, and now it is just lightning fast, but doesn't have the spike. Granted, yes, he does have his ultimate, but 1v4, do you really want to try to commit to it? Well, after getting a kill on the Foxy 9,
No
a bit
way.
more willing to do it. Gonna try to two-man stack it. I don't know if it works that way. Either way, Mako going in for the challenge does back off.
ไปยืนแบบว่าเบียดบอมด้วย
Yeah,
นะประเด็
I
น
mean, if he had gotten that second kill, maybe
this
he
work with
tries
two?
for it. Because I think with 2, it's a
May not
little
be, but-
iffy.
Well,
It is up
either way.
against the wall. It is
10
up against the
seconds
wall,
left.
so we'll see. We'll have to see, but I guess we won't find out.
Yeah, architecture maybe could have worked as a third man in that one, but not going to get to see the attempt at the tech. Lightning fast. The rest of the team will just make the call to go for the save. So DRX can't fully clean things up, but will continue on their merry way, 5-1.
And the thing is Global Esports, right? They try to draw out the paranoia, they succeed, and they're expecting the peak off of it. So you had Blazing past the paranoia, ready to set up the crossfire. And unbeknownst to them, it was actually the DRX just waiting for the haunt.
Don't leave him hanging.
Oh, Bean's just
โฟกัสอ
grinning
ยู่
out
น้อง
there.
โฟกัสอยู่เข้าใจน้องเขาหน่อย
He's like,
Oh,
yeah,
Art.
I'm having a good game. Heck yeah.
อัดไม่มองซ้ายเลย
Well, the desk was talking about angry Buzz. Maybe we see a little bit more anger in his play after not getting the fist bump there from his teammate.
Imagine that's what Buzz says immediately in a timeout. He's like, Termy, Bane just won't fist bump me back.
Now Termy's calling, he's just like, Bane, you need to fist bump your teammates.
It's the first step to becoming a pro Valor player.
Yeah, it's a team game. I'll bench you if you don't do it. Well, Global looking to pump the brakes here and see what they can do to try to get themselves back into this one. Because, I mean, while yes, we do typically see somewhat more success on the defender's side, in specifically, at least that was the case in the past,
Weirdly so.
you still need to have a relatively strong attacker side. And I mean, even at kickoff,
อ้าวตื่นแล้วเหรอลูก
quite
ฮะ
frequently, it actually had started turning into more of an attacking map.
GE
And the thing is you
Hello,
might,
Hub.
you know, sure, maybe it comes down to a couple of those fights, a couple of those trades, but if it feels like you're not able to take control of the map on a 3-side map, as the attackers, that spells trouble. Sure, it's DRX's pick, and they looked pretty solid on it, even against Team Secret, knowing that they didn't have too many days to practice together. But GE, of course, no strangers to
อ้าว
the
เห็น
map.
ตาตื่นแล้ว
Changing their comp to the meta one.
นี่ไอติมร้านนี้โคตรอร่อยแชทอร่อยแบบโคตร
Ready, what's the call here?
กินก่อนที่จะเข้า กินก่อนที่จะใช้กรรม
Charges away from that one. Already used one of his blast packs as well to try to clear out some of this
ผม
cage.
เคยคิดจะเอาไอติมร้านนี้ไปขายด้วย
Buzz in the meantime. Chase forward, seeing if he can find anything. Looks like Colby just gonna go dashing forward. Tiny amount of damage taken there.
หนูได้การ์ด PF ด้วยดีใจสุดเอ้ยนี่ไง
He's not finding anything.
เอามาอวดได้เลยครับ อวดให้เต็มที่เลยแชทเนี้ย ไม่มีคนอิจฉาหรอกเชื่อดิ
Playing close, but his attention being pulled in a couple different directions. Cap now onto the door.
ร้านแถวบ้าน
Bane taking it aggressively. He's able to find that one, but Buzz here inside the site knows where Russ is approaching from. Sends in the paint shells, but can't quite get himself situated on the platform fast enough. Does end up getting taken out. A 1v2.
Oh, wow.
Ult's
Hey.
still going to be committed here, but Mako gets out in front of it.
Yeah, and he notices it's still not planted, so already the movements from Bane as well, all the way to the A site. Can Russ pick and choose to isolate the 1v1s? Tree
คันหรือเปล่า
seems a
แบบ
little
ว่า
obvious he's going to go for the heaven fight first.
สมมติปิดไปแล้วหนึ่ง
Trying to make up
เนี่
his
ย
mind. Unavailable, but doesn't want to expose his
May cut.
position, but it doesn't matter because Mako dropping down has already
มัน
spotted him out.
ตำแหน่งมันเล่นยาก มันต้องดูหลายทาง
That
นี้
is going to be now
ทามมิ่ง
6
มัน
to
เสีย
1. Time
So
out for
this-
GE, not
นะ
enough.
ผมกำลังจดอยู่
Round was a good example of DRX trying to get ahead of GE, right? Because the biggest problem for GE was they
ขนม
just
ปังมากิน
can't
โคตรอร่อย
retake
ร้านนี้อร่อยจริง
Rebel control. So after a little bit of pressure on Mount, things go silent, and they want to make sure.
G
that they
form
have
ทีม
no
แบบนี้
option
ตลอด
but
ไหม
to
ไม่นะ
go to see. So instead of giving them the opportunity to set up for something on Rebel, it's an early showstopper to really push them out.
เสียเอง
Push
มัน
them
โหดอ่ะ
towards it. There you go, Bane. He's picked up on it. Fist bump comes out right away.
That's what Termy was saying in the timeout.
And now I would love to see, yeah, some early blast packs, things like that to take control. Now, this may not be the round 4 though with the paint shells.
And Nate in a decent position gets some damage across there as Buzz swings the
บัตรมัน
corner.
ข้างแล้วตอนนี้
Find
ทาง
one.
จัด
โอ้โห
Chasing.
ดักฆ่า
In Buzz. Catching
มี
Blaze
หลง
King
แล้วไปต่อแล้วบัต
on the attempted exit. Slows him down. Well, yeah. Bane does get traded out. It is still such a monstrous advantage.
การเพียบน่ารักมากๆเลยคนที่ไม่ได้ก็สู้ๆนะ
Players now completely
ใจ
trapped.
ร้ายอ่ะ
Locked over here towards their spawn. With not much other recourse other than to try to once again maybe just push out in towards A.
I mean, yeah. It's one of those where none of the choices feel great, but you
โม
gotta
โห
do it.
โมโห
เอาไหน
Either way,
Hey,
you're already
y'all.
too
ไม่
far
ชน
ทำไมต้องออกกะ
behind.
ที
He does miss. Benkai staying safe. Swing on the
Oh,
corner.
yeah.
Benkai will be able to take him down. Use of that Odin, which still could very much come up the works here for DRX.
จับเสริมฟังแล้ว
I think it close to the site. They're out on the turret now. Yep. Suspecting, okay, we're being pressured from behind. We have to just keep pushing forward.
ของคุณอันนี้ไม่ใช่
Realistically, how do they make that happen?
โอ้โหแล้วมุมมา
ร้
ก่อ
อน ย
Season,
เขาสัก
maybe
หัว
North
ฟัง
is
แล้วมัน
trying
ไม่
to
แบ่งเลย
distract towards the B side, but DRX does not bite. They still hold on to B with Foxy 9 there.
Oh, man, out, not able to get that deep enough into stairs.
ตอนนี้เขายังเปลี่ยนไลน์อัพได้อยู่ไหม
The top there.
ไม่น่าได้ครับจากทรง
X just repositioning. Says, you know what? I don't want to
พี่เอ
get
พอ
wall
ทราบ
back.
ไหมพวกสกินพวกมีหมดถึงวันไหนขายทั้งปีนะถ้าจำผิด
The last one remaining. Fortunate for him, given the weapon, no one really is going to come
ยาก
to
จัดเลย
try to
ป๊า
take him down. So we'll be able to retain this
มัน
into
จ
the
บแล้ว
next round. But
มัน
แมปบุกแมป
the
บุก
only
ทีได้
silver
หนึ่งตอน
lining
นี้
there is
7-1
Global continue to bleed rounds.
Well, Bleed's not playing today, but
หมดแล้วเนี่ย
โอ้นิดเดียว
it's looking rough. It's looking rough is really the best way to put it, because this time they tried to get aggressive early on into Rubble, and I like that they did it. Even though it didn't work out, that's more credit to DRX. I like that Global did that. It's just that just because it doesn't work, if you shy away from it, now you're constantly giving DRX more opportunities to stay one step ahead of you. And with the Stingers, again, Global feels like their hand is forced a little bit.
Oh,
Ow.
TP to the side.
เราซิ่งไปหน่อย
Not gonna get
รู้
rid of
ทัน
there.
รู้ทัน
Find
มา
one.
บ่อย
No one bullets since the paranoid trying to buy
Look,
himself
nice.
some space. He's back around and also is able to get himself an upgrade. So overall, probably the best start to a round that we've seen for Global.
นั่นน่ะ
See if he's going to be able to put that to use.
Yeah, but look at DRX immediately, right? The one way to make sure that they maintain a little bit extra time
Bang mo
on
na.
control, they're not going to check for it, but they're just trying to delay. They know the weaponry is still weak for Global, even one rifle upgraded.
แล้วหัว
And the
ตัน
only
ดิ
other thing they still have no information about is going to be this B side.
Colby kind of getting a sense of that.
Timing
there with the
กระโดด
triple, but Stacks does find him in the end. Prowler
แชทว่าถ้าผมแพ็คไอติมขายเนี่ยมันจะได้ไหม
up past Mount towards the C site, but Smoke looks to try to deter them
เข้า
even
ยังไง
further.
ด่านนี้แม่งไม่มีส่งเลยจี
Best considering the teleport there for a brief little moment. Is Benkai now going to be dropping that
ดื้อ
lockdown
ดื้อ
in?
ปะเนี่ย
It's like
เอ้า
he's coming in. Pain. Oh,
เอ้า
here
เอา
it's
ไม่แตก
Yep, taking some damage there through the corner, but cannot clear it
กูแล้วเอา
out.
สุด
Push
จะ
forward
โอ้
now
โห
here onto the site. Mako
นี่
desperately
ไง
trying
เจอ
to
ไปห
find
นึ่ง
a
ที
kill before that
ฝืนเฉย
lockdown comes through, but he cannot. Softens up a couple players.
นั่น
but
นี่
that is
ปัญหามันคือ
in.
ค่าส่งอะดิ
It now comes through, and this is completely to just cut off access
Ow.
to Waterfall. Cover
It
this
didn't-
plan at all.
Good,
Stack
huh?
working forward, finds one. Cannot get the kill there onto Blaze King. Foxy now on the hunt
อยู่
though.
ดีๆก็
Just
พลาดมา
drops the
เอ๊
pick.
ะ
Noted on the opposite side.
นั่นไง
Swing through.
Eh.
Tries to set up for it.
Russ
Finds
so
a
low.
headshot.
Yang
Russ
low.
has 5 HP.
เอ้ากระโดดพอดี
Bonds it.
โอ้โห
And he
โอ้
cannot get the
โห
shot.
ทาม
Oh,
มิ่ง
Man,
Russ narrowly coming away with it. Gets them their second round victory, but by just a hair.
absolutely
Oh, yeah,
needed round
yeah.
victory for GE if they want.
เทนไม่ไหวตอนนี้
It all starts with lightning fast, being able to take down an early kill, pick up a rifle. And sure, B main gets shut down, but they still held down control. So again, that's one of
Nice.
the biggest kind of MOs of Lotus on attack, right? You always
เมื่อ
want
กี้
to
ถ้าไม่ใช่
have
รัดก็
เมื่อกี้
อาจจะไม่มีภาพ
เห็
อี
น
ก
ใน
นะ
Foxy
three
ก็ต้อง
sites.
ได้
You
อะ
should always have at least one more area to go to. And this time, they were able to make that happen.
Attack off here from Colby. Again, going to be looking to try to work this in for the team.
ถ้าวางไก่ก็โดนเหมือน
Getting
กัน
now over towards C.
Don't
Very
fight,
forward.
die.
Aggressive space taken here by Russ. Full mount control here in the hands of Global.
ค่าลอยค่าส่งไม่เกี่ยงเนี่ยปัญหาไว้ค่าส่งของเย็นอะ
Where they
ของ
want
ฟ
to
รี
go
ด
with
อะ
this.
มันเสียค่าส่งแพงอะเลยไม่รู้จะเอาอะไรมาขาย
ถ้าโพวี่มันสแปมเข้าหัวดอกเมื่อกี้นี้ต้องเช็คคอ
I
ม
mean,
แหละ
especially with that kind of weaponry, Mako surely not going to show himself. So GE, they're spending a lot of time, but they've regained control of B main.
อืม
Starting to pressure A rubble. An option to rotate the B site is very available
บุกเหรอ
in this round.
บุกแต่โอเปอเรเตอร์นะ
Good timing there on the jump.
ตัวนี้มัน
Mako to get
ตั้งแต่
himself
แอ
away
สเซ
from
น
the
แล้ว
paint shells. And
Main
Showstopper now.
operator.
coming through here from Polvi, but he's taking so much damage. Spots Mako, he's going to be able to find him down to 11, but the rest of the team are coming up with
ใช้
the
ชีวิต
goods.
แบบฝืนจัดแต่
As
โพวี่
Foxy 9 now eliminated Buzz, Septic trying to
แต่ก็ทำได้
challenge
ดี
Blaze
อยู่
King, but ends up losing out on the fight. That means that Bane is all on his lonesome in a
ในมุม
1v5.
นี้โคตรอัดเลย
And Bane's done some incredible things before, but a 1v5
อดีตผู้เล่นจาก
clutch would
1G
be the absolute, best thing in his career.
ตอนนี้ผันตัวเป็นดาราท่านหนึ่ง
ใช่
We talked about, Ovi
สมัครเล่นแข่งวาโลอยู่
whether it's because of his teammates or whether it's him slowing things down, but this time it's perfect, right? Even though the nanoswarms, etc.
หมูฝอยเหรอ มันผมอยากทำของที่มันแบบค่อนข้างมีเอกลักษณ์อะที่แบบรสชาติมันไม่ค่อยเหมือนชาวบ้านเขาผมมั่นใจว่าทีมนั้นเนี่ยรสชาติไม่เหมือนชาวบ้านเขามันโคตรอร่อยเลย
อ่ะภูวี่
Polvi does need to be careful. If he dies out here, which, okay, he won't. I was going to say, if he dies there,
เปิด
there
มุม
goes the
กระปิ้วหนึ่ง
operator.
ภูวี่
Yeah,
He is it good for the shot. That's going to be a flawless for Global to get themselves a third round win.
จนไง
a lot of these rounds all day or all night tonight for GE coming from that
ถ้า
attack.
จะยิงไปได้สุดมาก
ใช้ชีวิตแบบ
ทำปลาร้าได้เลยครับจองอะ นี่ไง แล้วก็ขายตามตัวแทนจำหน่าย
A Bucky for Buzz.
เจลาโต้
Considers the upgrade, but just wants to make sure that they have enough money in the next rounds.
Let's have a showstopper to go alongside that. That ends up coming into play, but for now he's looking to just get pushed up
ไอ
right
ติมทอดเหรอมัน
outside
เป็นไง
of
ยังไม่เคย
A.
กินเลยเกิดมา
I mean, this is a situation where if they, get any type of contact,
อยากลอง
could
ชิม
lead
ใช่ไหม
to an immediate showstopper for Buzz. Help push out, help force them into C site.
ตัวแทนภาคอีสานสาขานะ
แลกปืนกับรัด
Right in alongside that toxic screen. Starting to
เป็นไอติมกะทิอะดิ
Blaze King gonna go ahead and investigate outside of B a little bit more. Stacks and Bane are set up, but just two sheriffs in their hands. Prowler from Russ, the check could be huge.
ผมว่าถ้ารัดมันหลุดออกจาก GE ไปนี่เล่นในลีก EMEA ได้อยู่นะ
But absolutely dodges it now. Sheriff shots. Not quite able to find the lineup there for the second one, but Polvi and Russ
อุ้ยโอ้โห
take it down.
เกือบไลน์อัพ
Trying his damnedest, can't find it, but showstopper out. Lightning fast
Ao
gonna
lang
take it
eh.
down. Mako finds Benkai, and
อี
this
โคก็
round
เสียวได้บอกเลย 3-5 วิ
เดี๋ยวนะ อันนี้
completely
อีโค
out of
ไม่ใช่เหรอ
Global's control.
อีโคมา
Buzz now has the operator in his hands.
No, no,
Blaze
tunggu,
is in deep.
โอ้โหแล้วบัตได้โอเปอเรเตอร์
Now just trying to group up for the two members here. The
gosh.
op meanwhile on Rubble. Just
เอา
gotta
ไอ
make
ติม
sure
ไป
that
ชุบ
he
แป้ง
finds
ทอด แล้ว
the
ฟี
other
ดขายให้
potential
คน
exits. Now
ทอด
Blaze
กินเอง
King
เดินติด
should
เดิน
have
ติ
an
ด
opportunity to get the plant down on A.
But the rest of the players, Foxy and Mako, they could just go ahead and divert, grab these weapons for
ผม
themselves.
อยากฟัง
outside of
เรา
B
เกะ
main.
เฮ้ยเอาไว้ในดิสดีกว่า
บัตเอา
ไปรัดนี่แห
ใน
ละ
นี้มันจะเขินๆหน่อยคนเขามาดูแข่งไง
เฮ้ย
โอ้ยเชื่อที่มันร้องเพลง
คยยู่
อะไร
ท็
นะ
อป
เขาดูจะดูเกมยิงกัน
มันได้อยู่แล้วรัด
At
อะ
the ready, Blaze King
ช่วยคิดหน่อยขอไอเดียจากแชทหน่อยถ้าผมอยากขายไอติ
แบ
ม
บว่าทีมแบบ
Stoic
Challenger
holds
ของ
it.
ฟินแลนด์ท็อป
Gets
เหมือนกัน
himself a third kill here in the
ดับ
round.
ต้นๆอ่ะ
DRX will go ahead and wrest control away
เหมือ
from
นได้ยินเสียง
Global
แมว
once more.
เกม
And a lot
เกม
of
นี้อีโคมัน
things kind of went poorly
skill
here,
มี
but
อัน
it's
ติ
gotta be.
ไม่ได้เลย
I want to see the moment before that, but I imagine
ดูจาก
it's
ตอน
one
ที่
way.
ขายแซลมอน
I
อ่ะ
messed
มัน
up the Prowler just a bit. Buzz probably
มันไอ้นี่
dancing
ไง
back and forth in
ปัจจัย
between
เป็น
it.
สร้าง
Prowler
ตอนที่เรา
goes
ขาย
right
แซล
by
มอน
him.
มัน
The surprise Buzz,
ค่า
he
ส่งมัน
gets the
150
value,
อ่ะ
immediately
90 บาท
upgraded,
สตาร์ท
and
คือ
forces
90 บาท
showstopper.
Out of the toxic screen, whichever one.
Sure.
Just dancing around that, just having the timing perfect to avoid
ขายไอติม
Prowler.
กะทิละลายไม่ได้ดิ
ผู้
ไอ
เล่น
ติม
ยุโรปมาได้
ที่
อีก
มันน่า
ก็
จะ
ค
บู
ง
ด
ดึง
ได้
ไป
ป่ะ
อีกอะ
Well, all rifles.
ทีม
GE,
ทีม
one
เงินถุง
more.
เงินถังอยู่ละ
They could try to continue, try to bring back the pistol wins here. Bit of a backup there for Buzz to help pull the long sight lines.
Oh, Buzz decides to go for the op in the end.
รัดนี่ไม่นับเป็นนับเป็นอิมพอร์ตดิครับคง
He scoops that up.
Okay.
Mako. Quick shot, quick early start here. It's gonna be Polvi taken down.
คือ
TP
ปัญหาคือของฟรี
spotted,
มันค่า
has to
ส่ง
be
มันแพง
canceled.
มากเลยเว้ยเราต้องหาของแห้งขาย
What do you do? We'll send
ซึ่งผมมันมี
scrambling
ที่
back
แพ็ค
over.
กระปุกอยู่แล้วไง มัน
Or they
ขายง่ายอะคือแพ็ค
been
เก็บ
able to
ได้อยู่แล้ว
establish much control across this map so
Hey,
far.
ตัวมีจังขอบคุณ20 เดือนนะครับ ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ
Unspotted. Buzz there to
รัด
back
มัน
him
ยู
up.
เคไม่ใช่หรอยูเค
Toxic
Is it
screen gets
Kingdom
ready.
น่ะ
Buzz is out
เอ
in
อ
front of this
รัฐ
one.
ยูเค
Catches them
อ๋อเป็นลูก
early.
ครึ่งเหรอ
Nearly
So
finds
Bane's
himself a
there.
collapse.
โอ้โห
TP
ว้าว
อิมพอร์ตได้2อยู่แล้ว
They're not ready for Bane.
ร้าน
Paranoid
รออยู่
now
แล้ว
send Prowler in.
อร่อยเลยวะครับนี้
Down and
เอา
it's
ถ้า
all
ลูก
on
ครึ่งหนึ่ง
Russ.
ก็ได้โควต้าอีกหนึ่งอันนั้นอะ
Knocked down to 83. Stacks scoops up the off, and he puts it to good use.
แต่ใช้หน้ามันอินเดีย
at the half once more.
Bane just plays at such a high tempo
ไหน
on
แม่
this over,
เท
on
เดม
Lotus
ล
especially.
งไปเอาค่าแป๊บ
And I don't think
เนื้อ
that's
พรีเมียม
a lot
เด็
of
ด
people-
เดียว
that's something that a lot of people are used to from DRX. But Bane is honestly one of the core reasons why GE just could not
ไม่ได้ดิมันดูธุร
wrest
กิจ
a rebel control
อัน
from
นี้
the
ใครเรียนการ
grasp
ต
of
ลาดมั้ย
DRX. We'll see if it's
มี
different on the
นักธุรกิจ
defender side, but
มานั่งดูวาโล
it's a little
แข่ง
easier, sure, because you can throw the initial util, stop them at the choke point, and at least be the one
ดูจากทรงนักเกมเร็วแล้ว
You gotta imagine DRX won't
ท้อง
let
ผ
them
ม
get off
ค่อนข้าง
that
ที่จะ
easy.
แปรปรวนว่ะเป็นอินเดียที่เกิดที่อังกฤษ
Certainly not. I mean, nothing about this has been easy so far here for the side of Global. Another 9-3 half for this squad. We saw the rally back attempt. They got themselves up to 8 on Ascent. Can they do it here on Lotus as well? And work cut out for them right now here in the coaching booth.
เดี๋ยววิธีทำไอติมทอดไม่ยากคือที่แช่เย็นเอาไอติมห่อด้วยขนมปัง ขนมแผ่นก็ได้ แล้วเอาไปแช่เย็นใช่ไหมโอเคให้แข็งจัดๆผมไม่ได้อ่านผิดเอาหรืออ่านผิดวะ
Just given how they looked
เวลาไปกินทอดให้ขนมปังของเหลืองๆนั้นพอไอติมข้างในละลาย
You were aware that you might have to play it, but surely
ปัญหาคือมันตอนส่งเลย
expected at the half.
แน่มีขายปืนนะด้วยดู
DRX fans leading the chant once again. Buzz up to
เฮ้ย
14.
ขายเคฟเฮ้ย
See if he can hit that 20 mark.
อ้าวอยากจะขายอะไรสักอย่างอะแต่มันคิดไม่ออกเลย
It's really a matter
อยาก
of
จะขายที่ไม่ใช่ต้องส่ง
fast
ของ
shooting
แช่เย็น
at
อ่ะ
this
มัน
point. 4 rounds
เรียกว่า
away
ไง
from
มัน
it. But if GE, if they can start to climb back,
มันยาก
they
เลย
can maybe even overtake them. In fact, Buzz might get the 20 kills, but maybe lose them out.
เนื้อแดดเดียวกูจะต้องอร่อยจริงนะเนื้อแดดเดียว
That would certainly lead to angry Buzz. It's Polvi.
เนื้อติดมันแดดเดียวถ้าติดมันนี่คือสุดอุ้ยมันเนตเข้าไปในนั้นแล้วมันไม่มีคนตายเนี่ยนะมันน่าจะออกประตูพอเน้นเล่นเร็วใช่ไหมยุคนี้ โอ้ยเป็นใคร โอ้ยอย่าทำเช่น
อย่าทำอะไรอย่างนี้เลยนะ
2-2.
เป็นใคร
Across the series in that regard as DRX now move to double digits.
เป็นใคร
This is one of those score lines.
กล้วยเบรกแตกอะ
But you're on the defense. You just gotta let it
โด
go
น
to
ไข่คิว
11.
จอย
พูดมาได้เรื่อยนะใครคิดเลยออกว่า
Then you throw everything you got on the buy
Okay.
round. And I want to give props.
โอ้
Holy.
ขนาดนั้นเลยวะ
Yo, Buzz
ไม่
has
ช
got
วนมา
something
อีก
to
แล้ว
do
อ่ะ
tonight.
อาดอกดีนาย
งงจัด2 รอบนะ
That explosive hype and then Bane
ทะเลาะ
just
กันหรือเปล่า
not
งงว่ะ
being there for the fist bump.
บาสบอกถ้ามีรอบ3กูไม่ชนแล้วนะวันเนี่ยกูจะชนไปที่หน้า
Well, fourth position's taken here. Polvi. Damage there
แม่ง
on
ไม่
the
มันเลย
exit. Flagging fast, trying to play lurk,
ไม่มัน
play
กับกู
around
เลย
that Viper wall.
นี่ลูกอมมาคิด
Gets
อยู่
flushed out, spotted, killed off.
แต่ค่าลูกอมซื้อ20 บาทค่าส่ง70อะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็
Now what I
แอบ
was
แอบ
gonna
เดือ
say
ดอยู่
before Buzz
ไลนิ่งเขาไป
rudely
นั่งอะไรใน
interrupted
ซอก
me
มุมนั้นนะ
was
ไม่
that
เห็
I
นไหม
actually did want to give
ไม่สน
credit to Buzz on that. He doesn't chase for the kill. He
Yeah,
makes
but
sure he
that's
spams
what
out
I
heaven so they can't get a
thought.
peek either. So he makes sure that they hold control of the site. Sure, he goes out eventually, but that gives enough time and space for his teammates to trade.
Quick jiggle from Russ, spotting him, but it's away. Polvi now trying to hold
อุ้ย
him
คม
line.
Ôi, Polvi.
Solid headshots.
Ui,
Take
gặp
across the
tay.
vein as well to knock him down to 47, but kill cannot be
เมื่อ
found.
กี้คือแฟนทอมใช่ไหมไอคนที่ตายอ่ะ
Dominated there by Mako.
ไม่รู้ว่า
Russ
ดูไม่
Blaze
ทัน
King.
งานไวก็จะ
On Benkai and Russ to see if they can deal some additional damage. Sheriff in the hands here of this fade. Benkai just with a classic.
เดี๋ยวผมต้องทำวอล์ก
Yeah, sure,
ทำวอล์ก
Benkai
แบบว่า
gets
ออกไป
around.
หา
He's
ของ
not gonna
มา
be able to do
หา
too
ของ
much
กิน
in Mako's position right
แล้วก็
now.
ถูกใจอันไหนก็
Wrapping
จัด
all the way around, knowing he has all the time in the round.
เราต้องมองเป็นโมเดลธุรกิจมาก แต่เงินทุนไม่มีแล้วหมดตูดแล้วเติมเกมไม่หมดแล้วเงินทุน ทำทำไมวะพูดถึงเติมเกมก็ยังเจ็บใจ
Could just opt to save this one and send Benkai into the spike.
Yeah, trying to see if they go for the exits. Russ actually just wants the kills, it looks like.
See if he's ready for him. As Benkai will just get engulfed by the explosion. Foxy will take that Vandal away from him. Now recovered by Stacks. 11-3. No force up, like you said. Just opting for the save. But this has to be the turning point.
Absolutely. It has to be everything. They have to go on a streak here. Ooh, a little bit unbeknownst. Right under the rock. See if they can get that
เอาของที่
streak.
แพ็คได้
All right, everybody matching up to rifles. Meanwhile, the Odin comes online as well for Benkai. But GE, I mean, they're taking mountain control
ทำ
with the
น้ำจิ้ม
one
ซี
way,
ฟู้ดขาย
but absolute free control of Rubble. The Odin pushes him
โอ้โห
back.
ทำไมสแปมแม่นขนาด
Get
นั้น
away with his life there. 23 health remaining on the Omen. Haunt out, not going to be spotting much of anything.
Yeah, just a bit of a
Bane
delay
and
there
blow.
after the Odin to see if
Spam
they've
mental.
hidden in any of the corners that you could help spam a little bit further. So just holding them off on Rubble, you've got mound control. With the gunshots and B main.
ขนมมันขายยากไหมมันก็ขายไม่ยากแต่ว่ามันมองไปสกิล
Think
ใหญ่
about this
ยาก
mound
เพราะว่า
control from GE, right?
ท้ายขนม
Not
รสชาติมันไม่
entirely
ต่างกัน
that
มาก
safe. If you want to go for a pinch under the door, you still have to worry about the entrance from C main, and vice versa. Still go for it, and this is Foxy 9's cue.
And it is. Nade out. Mako swinging. Just lets the nade bounce right off of him.
โคตรเศร้าเลยทามมิ่งโค
Managed
วี
to find Polvi, but an advantage to trade up there, but now equalizes. Bane is able to find Blaze King with that low HP. And
โอ้ยeveryone low
Foxy 9
หนักจัด
cannot get that a limb. Spike dropped here outside of B.
30 seconds left.
They're just setting the poison orb to try to grab this for themselves, but Seize goes in. But a further delay found. Prowler on the chase. Mako makes his way across.
ปกติเวทกิ้งมันจะเล่นเฟดนะทำไมมัน
Now
กลายเป็น
moving back rotation. Benkai trying to get himself
Nah,
into
set up
position to
floor.
intercept these players, working their way over onto C. The potential for the wall bang. There's a spam, and Mako gets taken down.
น้ำพริกเนี่ยหนูว่าขายดีสุดเลยน้ำพริก
Very
ต้อง
little
อร่อย
time
เนี่ย
remaining. The spray just a hair off, and eventually
Oh.
the round, and that will be the round
ป่าเบน
มัน
taken here
Chặt
by
hay.
Global.
นี่
Benkai, well aware of their limitations, of their HP bars, and he uses that Odin to absolute perfection.
And I mean, especially
น้ำพริก
also
อะไรวะ
now
ที่
that
มัน
he gets
ยอดนิย
keep
ม
it. That's the big thing. That alone helps you control whether it's Rubble, and whether it's the C site from inside. A lot of control.
User joined your
Now
channel.
อยากรู้ว่าเขาวิเคราะห์แม่นหรือเปล่า
Person
ถ้าไป
being
ฟัง
truly
อะครับ
coming alive here for the defensive
ได้ครับ
team.
ผมแม่นอยู่แล้ว
Global Esports for now. It's
ถ้า
still
แม่นต้อง
gonna
สั่ง
be
แผน
the
เป็นนะครับ
A7, so they still want to pressure
ยิงอย่างเดียวครับ
C
สั่งไม่เป็น
a little bit aggressively with the one way.
ฟังแล้วค่อนข้างขึ้นนะฮะเป็นเลข2-0แน่นอนครับวันนี้
Lahan reveals
เมื่อวาน
foul.
กับพี่
อ๋อประมาณนะ
เดี๋ยวพี่
ใช่ครับ
Stack
พอดี
now,
เป็นเลข
away
ตั้งใจ
from- he's gonna be leaving Bane.
เอาแต่จริงกูกลับมาแล้วไงแต่ยังไงอ่ะมันเย็ด
ว่า
มันเย็น
เอามันยังไงมันเย็ด
มอนนั่งพอปาร์ตี้อยู่บ้าน
Just gonna be collected up towards his
แล้วพอดูฟอร์มก็เลยมอนคงเซ็งแล้วตอนนี้
Displace Benkai.
พี่บูเป็นมอนเลิฟเวอร์
ไม่ปีกผมงานงอกเลยนะครับต้องกลับไปเล่นสโมองปวดหัวเลยอ่ะ
on
มันปี
this
บอ
side
ก
of the map.
แต่ก็ดีกว่าอย่าปวดหัวดีกว่า
Overall,
แต่มัน
the whole-
มันให้
the
สัม
whole
ภาษณ์เนี่ย
so
มันจะกลับ
far
มาเล่น
in
เหมื
A,
อนตอน
the
ที่จริง
positions
จ
are
ริง
good, and you still have C mount
Sorry, man.
control.
มัน
So
เหมือน
GE
กับว่า
น้ำพริกกากหมูใส่แอปเปิ้ลไซเดอร์
จะกลับมาเล่นเหมือนแบบ
ขอบคุณครอปนะครับสำหรับสมาชิกนะขอบคุณมากครับ
Well, the problem is obviously this nanostorm close to tree. That one may not actually find the value if Benkai gets swarmed upon. The reload can't stick that.
Plenty of bullets to work with here for the moment. As Bars just jumping. Quick little hop right in front of Blaze King.
โอ้ยเอาอะไรไปสู้เนี่ย
Finds the kill. Stacks got Benkai in the meantime. So nothing
เร็วเถอะ
left
นัดน้องไว้ไปกิน
for
ชา
Mako
บู
working forward. Lightning pass. Not
อะไร
ready
พี่
for it.
ไอตีน้อยเหรอ
Russ is able to go ahead.
ไม่ใช่ไม่ใช่เขาถอดแมนพวกจินพวกบุ๊กอะไรพวกเนี้ยมันทำงานอยู่เนี่ย
อ๋อ
Side of DRX on this post plant
สอง
setup.
สูตรนะไม่ใช่กูต่อสู้เดียว
พี่
Receiving
Uni.
enemy tags.
ใช้เด็กใหม่ใช้ได้นะไอ้ BVIY
41, so sure you expect that.
ผมพี่รู้ป่ะ Academy DX อะ
Crossfire as
ใน
well.
ลีดเดอร์บอร์ดอะติดท็อป100หมดเลย
But Russ takes an
กูเห็น
immense amount of
วันนั้น
damage
กูเดินเข้าไป
down to
2
11.
รอบไปดูซ้อมกับมิด
Util.
แล้วนี่ซ้อมกับใครวะ DIX พี่ชุด Academy
This
Oh,
puts
oh,
down
really?
here on the Polvi. He swings in, but now he's
โหด
gonna
ทุ
take
ก
it
คน
down.
น่ะ
Now there's
อี
a
กวัน
green
เดินเข้า
shell
ไป
available
ซ้อมใครวะ
as well.
DIX ชุดใหญ่เหรอไอ
Lobs it in
Academy
right
พี่
on top of the
12
spike,
6
and there's just no
ไอ้
time
13 6
left.
13
อาคาเดมี่
กูถามไปได้
Himself
ทำ
out
ที
of
ม
this
ทำไม
situation either. Fully
ไอ้เหี้ย
committed.
ถามก่อน
Down on side of
คา
the
เด
screen.
มี่
Stacks will
คือ
get
ถ้า
final kill.
ไอสามคนหลักเป็นใครแบบว่าในเวลาก็มีคนพร้อมเสียบตลอดอะตอนเนี้ย
DRX.
โคตรเจ๋งเลยเนาะ
Just
What am I saying?
again,
What do you-
one of those maps where it's a
ไม่
result
แต่
of
ไป
a
วัดออฟไล
really
น์นะ
rough first half.
ไม่มัน
GE not
อย่างเงี้ยมัน
even
ทำถูก
giving
พี่มัน
Wizards
ค่อย
a chance to
ๆค่อยๆเติม
catch
ไป
on
ที
to
ละคน
things.
ทีละคน
ก็ต้องคอยแก้คอยอะไรแต่ว่าหมายถึงว่าจุดอ่อนมันก็คือออฟไลน์ไง
Right
Oh.
now it's looking
ถ้านิ่ง
rough.
ไม่พออะไรเงี้ย
อันนี้เอามาถือว่าสอบผ่านนะผม
What's with
ผ่าน
these
แล้วไอ้ที่หาย
delayed screams? He's so quiet. He was
He
building
was
a
on the
shot.
side, but not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just DBZ'd that thing.
Oh man.
แซนด์วิชโบราณ
That's funny.
You got to charge up for the scream rather than scream to charge up.
But yeah, there
จริง
you
เดี๋
go.
ยวไปศึกษาตลาดน้ำพริกก่อนเป็นไง
Smile is
จี
wiped
ดูแบบ
away
ไม่มี
from
พ
the
ลัง
face of
แบบว่าในการ
GE.
เล่นเท่าไหร่
It's unfortunate.
เหมือนไม่โดนบังคับมาเล่น
Getting
น่ะ
back to that ascent.
ดูหน้าดิ
They started off so strong.
แบบเฮ้ยวันนี้แข่งนะเว้ยเพื่อนเอาหน่อย
He lost. But then
มัน
they
โดนบัง
took the
คับเลย
lowest.
จริงกลับมาเพียงกันได้นะมีครับมี
แต่หน้าแบบนี้นี่พี่เอ๋ยกับผมเคยเจอบ่อยนะฮะมีอยู่แค่2อย่าง
Quite frankly,
Yep.
it felt like they
หนึ่
couldn't
ง
even
สู้
find
ไม่
the
ได้
key
ฮะ
just to start writing.
ก็คือสู้ไม่ได้ละ
DRX just keeps
สอง
อย่าง
shutting
คือเฮีย
it
เราบังคับมา
down.
เล่น
What are they gonna do?
เราก็มาเล่น
And I think just given what we've
ส่วนมาก
seen
จะเป็นอย่างแรกมากกว่าคือสู้ไม่ได้
across the
เราจะนั่ง
ผมมาอันแรกอะพี่ขึ้นเวทีเลย
ใช่
the now necessity.
อยู่หน้าแรกมากกว่า
of banning bind.
ตอนแรกมายิ้มก่อน
It just
ถ้า
works.
เราจะหันมายิ้มกันเอง
เริ่มนิ่งละ
แต่ทีมเริ่มตึงไปนะเอ๋ยเราจะหันมายิ้มกันเองนะ
Very
แบบ
reminiscent of RRQ last
เฮียสู้ไม่ได้ว่ะเอ้ย
ถ้าตึงไปมันจะโจ๊กแล้วพี่ เล่นไปขำไปอะ โดนยิงสมองไหลอันนั้นอะ
Basically rest of the season until
Yep.
they had reworked it.
ตึง
and
ไป
it
ก็ไม่ช่วย
really limited what they could do with the map pool.
ไปอายเขาด้วยเสียงดังแล้วแพ้
Now, hopefully we don't see that.
ดูแบบนี้แล้วอยากเอาใจช่วย GE ใช่ผมเอาใจช่วยทุกทีมนะครับ GE นี่คือแบบ
Well, not cleared,
ต่อ
but
ทีมไหนที่แบบว่าอันเนี้ยผมเอาใจช่วยหมดเลยนะ
play back behind architecture, keep themselves
ผมอยากเห็นทุกทีมได้แบบอยู่ในระดับเดียวกันอะไม่อยากให้แบบขาดเลยไง
suspended.
เพราะว่านักแข่งอะคือผมว่านักแข่งอะเก่งกันหมดทุกคนเลยเว้ย
Answering one does come out. Gets the
แต่มา
headshot
ใช้กลับ
to
ครับ
three players on the side of DRX. There's a buzz for now. Just staying tucked. Blaze King in the corner finds Mako.
เอ็นดูนักแข่ง
Gets that kill. Upgrades the weapon. Bulldog now in his hands. Russ as well, catching Foxy 9, swinging out onto the site.
ดิ้น
A huge flood.
เอาว่ะ
and
มี
they
ลุ้น
still
ว่ะ
have
คัมแบ็ก
control of a link right by
คือผม
mid
ชอบ
door.
เชียร์แบบว่า
ไปอยู่ข้าวพอแล้ว
เพราะว่าเอ็นดูนักแข่งอยากให้แบบ
ผมว่าข้าวมารอ
Slow
แกะอยู่
rotate,
เนี่ย
they'll have the numbers advantage.
รอแกะข้าวอยู่ตอน
So
เนี้ย
GE should be content as long as they don't
แล้วพี่เอ๋ย
get
เข้ารอบไหม
antsy.
เนี่ยมหาสงกรารอ่ะ
ไอ้เข้าเดี๋ยว
Be a
นี้
start
เหรอ
a bit of a comeback. Obviously, it's a long
เขาเล่น
way
กัน
to go,
ขำๆมึง
so
จริงจังอยู่คนเดียวเลยนะ
can't fathom that would go all the
Oi.
way.
ผมว่าจริงจังกันหมดเลยพี่
DFM
Taking their time with this one. Just keeping that door rotating
30 seconds
constantly. But hearing that noise in my sleep.
ทุกทีมสู้ๆโดมิขอบคุณนะครับคุณซุปด้วยนะครับขอบคุณค
Probably
รับ
effective.
Oh, well, okay. Break through the door, and Polvi just going to be absolutely decimated there.
น่าจะต้องเป็นคาร์ลอนเพราะว่า
คือบรีดอะ
ได้ MVP มา
ไม่ว่าใครมันจะเล่นแย่ขนาดไหนเย่มันก็คือโดน
Sure, only HP was
บางทีไม่รู้ว่าโดนคนมันไม่ได้โดนดราม่านะมันเน้นแบบแซวเน้นฮา
Buzz trying to swing out.
Oh,
How much
wait.
HP to try to
ต่อ
work
ไปกันต่อครับ
now all on his stacks. And, well, there was a millisecond where I was like, oh god, he's going to mow them all down. And gets the one. Global will hold on by a thread as they pick up their fifth round.
เมื่อวันก่อนใครนะ
Some more yet to be
Deadly อะ
played. Players still
ยิง
alive.
ไป
Ults on the
4
way.
ตาย 10 เท่าไหร่เนี่ยโอ้โหแต่ไม่ค่อยยิงเลย
Stretches, but
แต่คนที่โดนคือเย
Blaze King's what really started this off.
Yeah,
มันฮา
they've got really
ตัว
good
โดน
routines on how to hold these angles around
อย่าง
smoke.
เป็นเล็กเงี้ยใครมาใหม่ที่มาแทนที่ก็คือตัวโดนหมด
Fans aren't done yet. Haven't given up hope just yet. but of
CGS ก็
course,
ตัวโดน
and we'll have to see how much further they can
แต่
go
บีน
to
นี่คือเย
all
รับจบของจริง
up.
เยบอกแม่
Con is
โทษ
good
กูเนี่ยแหละ
enough. Showstopper available.
ทั้งที่เมื่อวันก่อนเยฟอร์มค่อนข้างที่จะดีอยู่นะ
Jump across.
Oh.
Oh, Polvi just swings
Oh.
right into it. I guess maybe not registering what weapon he had in his hand. Either way, let's get traded back swiftly as Lightning
อุ้ยเอาจริงวะเนี่ยน้อง
very forward aggressive position. Stacks rotating back. No prowlers to use. It's not like this is going to go scouted either way. So Lightning Fast will be able to just go ahead. Himself back over towards C.
Yeah, that was so risky because there's no further backup. So if he dies there, then it's an
Oh.
extra rifle on the way.
Well, that's him at 10 HP now. And that should be enough encouragement, I think, for DRX.
ค่าดูแพง
Towards
ถ้าเสีย
C
สี
side.
ไม่แน่นะ
ค่าดูแพง
He's
จัด
gonna be the only player here trying to defend this. Russ now joins in.
140
Let's have a
โอ้
season
ถ้า
of
โอทีนี่คือโคตรอภิมหาโหด
With that orb.
He's available.
ตายเบสอยู่
Could come into play, and it will. Now invested. And a swarm cleared. Lightning Fast. Trying to get tucked over to the side, but
เอ้า
โอ้โห
fishing shot from Stacks.
แล้วมีปืนเล่น
Finishes
ไง
the job.
โอ้โหแล้วตัวแม่นด้วยดิ
So quick
คนมัน
on
จะ
that.
ซวย
I mean,
โอ้
the
แม่น
run
ด้วย
the
ดิ
shadows was the plan. I actually like
อ้าว
เอ้า
fast.
โดน
The nice angle does delay, finds Maka.
เพื่อเอาให้
Get himself into position where he can once
ทำไมมันไม่วางปิด
utilize
อ่ะ
this Odin. Bind thrown in, Bane back across
ตัวจะขาดเอา
himself to safety.
หุย
All from Stacks needing to deliver. Bane needing to find some headshots. They're both so very low. There's a swing in and Russ this time.
โอ้เห็นอะไร
ไม่เห็นอะไรกันวะ
Thinking maybe Benkai was going to interrupt
ใคร
that
ยิงค้าง
spray.
เลย
He does not. He continues to hold M1, and once again with 3 players left alive.
มีโอกาสที่จะเจอทุกทีมครับ เพราะว่ามันเก็บคะแนน
Another round victory.
They're staying in it. Lockdown comes online for Benkai as well, so
ตื่นแล้วเหรอลูก
couple more
ฮะ
options.
ตื่นแล้วเหรอ
Hit for Blaze King.
จริงๆ
โกว่าวีสปอร์ต
Again,
ตอนแรก
Lotus is one of those
ทำ
maps
ทีม
where
มาอินเดีย
early
ล้วน
pick
เหรอ
doesn't
ป๊า
always feel so
ไอ้
great.
เนี่ยอย่าควร
มันเป็นสล็อตอินเดีย
อะเอานี่ไหม
อ๋อ
See
เหมือน
what
ตอนแร
the
กเขา
call
พยายาม
is.
แบบว่ามีผู้เล่นอินเดียแบบ2-3 คนอะไรเงี้ย
Just the leg spotted before the smoke bloom. More than enough to be able to find Stacks with that low health bar.
นี่
4v3 in ult count. Showstopper still available from Buzz. Still 3 away from hitting 20.
They are mine.
Once again, same default for GE. Fight for mound control.
นี่แน่
A little bit of extra support with the
Good
Gojo
job.
util to block
Fin
off Bane.
รอบนี้มาพร้อมสแกน มุมเดิม
มันจัด
Little clear on
มัน
the
อยู่คน
haunt.
เดียวเป็นใคร
A bit reminiscent of DRX versus Secret, where they're just
อ้อน
not
อ้อน
clearing
ดูอ้อนดูอ้อน
those
On.
recon arrows. The haunt goes ignored, and oh, Wells gets picked off first and foremost. So another solid beginning to the round here for the side of Global as shots through the wall. Bane just getting tagged up a
ไม่
bit.
ใช่ไม่ใช่แมวแมวแมวตื่น
So all the Util still alive despite all the spray.
แมวน้อย
Sure, baby door being broken, but you've already given up B main control. You still have C mound. You basically have a way back in through
Yeah.
3, if not
Oh,
4. Oh,
Foxy
จริง
breaks things open a bit here for them. Spike now ushered forward, getting planted by Stacks. Lockdown
กิ้งกิ้ง
invested
กิ้งกิ้ง
จีจี
through. Hit now, dropped. Polvy on the flank. Showstopper at the ready.
อันนี้แหละ
Opens the door, looks to jump the corner, sends it in
Ow!
deep. Down and down. Oh, he went cruising right past Stacks and Foxy 9.
What?
Sick
ไอ้
fight
นี่
to
เล
try
ย
to hold them at bay.
What?
Sees out looking for the grab, not found. But Foxy
Ow!
on the lurk.
Foxy,หาย
คนวิปมันเยอะจังวะพี่
They're on the prowler. They look for the hold here.
Bane.
On this diffuse, but the cleanup is there. The
GG.
cap now dropped. It is all on Russ.
จีจีครับ
Time is ticking. He just hasn't have it anymore. That'll be
GG.
Stacks will swing back in. He'll give him the fair fight.
จบแล้วลูก
He'll be able to win it out. 13-6. DRX close out the series with a win on Lotus.
Yeah, very clean map overall. Sure, GE.
ให้
no,
ตั้ง
they fight
ตั้ง
back
มัน
a
ชอบ
couple
สะ
of
บัด
the
หาง
rounds, so I think
ขอบคุณครับ
obviously
ป๊า
GE,
ขอบคุณครับ
they
ที่
still
ขอบ
have
คุณ
the
ครับ
mental endurance to try to
Ah.
stay
Không ngáp.
in the fight.
User
มัน
disconnected
ไม่โค
from
ใคร
your
เจ็บขา
channel.
พี่
Sound muted.
ไม่ใช่ใส่ล่างครับอันนี้เป็นรอบเก็บคะแนนใช่เหรอวะใช่แหละ เก็บคะแนนนะนะแนวแนวจะทำไงทำไมเสียงแห้งกินน้ำหน่อยปะกินน้ำหน่อยไหมกินน้ำเปล่าน้ำไหมกินน้ำเปล่าลูกน้อยน่ารักอย่างนี้ตั้งมาลงทีมเดี๋ยวขึ้นใหม่ เล่นวาโลกันเถอะมา